Good morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, grain prices are higher overnight. You're also seeing the crude oil higher, the stock market higher, all the metals and softs higher with the dollar lower. Seems like there is some feeling out there that inflation may have peaked at that 9.1% CPI data. And that long term, maybe the U.S. Fed does not need to raise rates as much as feared. Also, and when we look at the weather, Europe is still warm and dry, which is causing concern about their corn crop, and that maybe their wheat crop has already been sold out because of the lack of Black Sea wheat exports. We also note that China is still in lockdown COVID, and so they again have not bought U.S. beans in 7 weeks, and there's concern about their veg oil import demand and also their pork import demand. So all those things keep hanging over the market. Technically, we made a pretty important bottom last week in the grains. We're oversold. Funds have liquidated much of their long positions that they had in mid-May. And now we're looking at U.S. kind of a mixed weather forecast. About 40 to 50% of the U.S. corn and soybean crop right now is looking for a 2-week forecast of warm and dry. The corn crop is pretty much far enough along with subsoil moisture that it may not affect the yield as much as it would soybeans. And our weather guy feels that August could be drier than normal over much of the Midwest, which would be a soybean issue, especially since soybean acres are down and we can't really afford to see any drop in yield from that 51.5. Corn needs some export demand to justify a tighter supply. The wheat market, we'll just see how everything plays out. This week, a lot of people doubt that Russia will come up with some kind of trade agreement that allow Ukraine exports. Again, recently, Russia has been bombing the capital of Ukraine. They've increased the war activity in the eastern Ukraine, and they now supposedly are burning wheat fields in Ukraine. So it doesn't really sound like the type of policy that would allow Ukraine exports to be shipped out. So finally, we're watching money flow and just see if the fact that maybe interest rates won't go as high as possible, and that maybe our economy won't suffer as much, more of a soft landing, and hopefully China will reopen once the COVID lockdowns are down, have been shut down, and allow China to import commodities again. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.